Now at 5, we begin asking questions after one viewer emailed our newsroom. Their question to us: why are two mothers separated by a decade facing very different realities in the criminal justice system? Now, both women are accused of killing their young children by drowning them in bathtubs.
One took a plea and received a 20-year sentence. The other faces a possible death sentence right now. Senior reporter Matt Kroschel has been digging through the evidence, took this question straight to the Madison County prosecutors who are responsible for figuring out what they will charge. Joins us live now in Huntsville. Matt, break this all down for us.
So in 2013, Desiree Dawn Childers drowned her child in a bathtub inside a Madison home. She was originally charged with intentional murder, and she actually received a $500,000 bond. Later on, she took a plea deal from prosecutors and was sentenced to a 20-year sentence in the Department of Corrections here in the state. Now, when you compare that to another case, a more recent case, Luciana Braithwaite, the 25-year-old mother, is accused of drowning her 2-year-old daughter in a bathtub with cold water and olive oil in July. She's facing one count of capital murder for a person under the age of 14, and the DA is seeking a death sentence here. So what's different about these two seemingly identical tragic cases? Assistant District Attorney Tim Gann says it all comes down to intent. When they're figuring out what punishment they seek in these cases, the DA is saying that in 2013, Childers was high on drugs and passed out with no intention of killing her child, instead forgetting she placed the baby in the bathtub. They say Braithwaite confessed to this act, saying it was intentional.
Every case that comes in is absolutely different. We don't have the same thing that repeats itself. So you have to look at every one of them and really evaluate to see what it's worth. And one of the major evaluations is, what kind of evidence do we have? Is this a strong case, or is it lacking in certain ways? And, you know, a murder charge is a murder charge, but if you've got a confession, if you've got DNA, as opposed to some circumstantial evidence and no eyewitnesses, they're both murder and they're both bad, but as far as what they're worth, as far as being able to try the case and prevail, that's a big issue that we do that every day. We have to evaluate the strength of case before we do anything.
Braithwaite's case has been sent to a grand jury. In the meantime, she remains in the Madison County Jail without the option of bond, since this is a capital murder case. And there's mental exams planned as they continue that investigation. As for Childers, she was actually up for parole last week. That wasn't granted. But even without parole, she could be out of prison before 2033. Reporting live in Huntsville, Matt Kroschel, Way 31 News.